Hi guys, Leslie with Leslie Birkland Boutique. It is such a pleasure to meet with you guys this way. I know you've been reading my ebook, How to Start, Grow, and Operate a Jewelry Business, and I'm glad we get to meet face to face here. If you've just happened upon this video, it is an ebook that will literally get you from starting to growing. It will help you develop that jewelry business rather quickly. And so I'm going to put the link to that ebook in the comments, and you guys can look at that later on if you would like. Let's get started. Today I'm going to show you guys what are my favorite tools to use for metal stamping. I should mention that this ebook is not tailored specifically to metal stamping. I do specialize in metal stamping. Not specialized, but specialized. It's my it's what I do in my business is metal stamping, and that is why I have a few chapters in there specifically tailored to that. But if you are trying to grow any kind of a jewelry business, there are techniques in there. For instance, how to take a really pretty photo. There's a chapter in there tailored to that. And there's a bunch of other resources in there for you as well. So not specifically tailored to metal stamping, but I do have a few chapters like this one dedicated to that. So my favorite tools, a stamping block. I often refer to it as a stamping pad as well, but it can be either or. This comes from Impress Art. You can get this from jewelry stores, and you can also get it from Amazon. The reason I highly recommend using it is because if you stamp on a porous surface like wood or even a table, the metal will actually kind of bend and bow. Having something flat will keep your jewelry pendants flat, and also it will help not to have a bounce. If you stamp a piece of jewelry on a counter, you'll find that your pieces bounce up, and it can actually leave a double impression in your jewelry pieces, which doesn't leave a clear, crisp image. So stamping blocks, pads, very important for metal stamping. A hammer. So I am a creative, guys, and I actually started metal stamping on beanies. I put metal stamp tags on beanies and kind of developed that skill into metal stamped jewelry. So I've been using this hammer for a very, very long time. They have hammers specifically tailored to metal stamping. Like Impress Art sells their own kind of stamping hammer. However, I've been using this one for so long, I know how to use it. I know how hard to hit things with it. I know just how to use it. This is actually my husband's hammer. He still loves me even though I stole it. When I'm stamping blanks like copper and brass, I'm back here because I kind of got to get a good swing to it. When I'm using pendants like pewter that are rather soft, I'm kind of stamping up here. So I just know how my way around with this hammer. A lot of people will say, don't use an actual hammer. I do. It's just kind of how you want to do it and what works for you. Tape. I use stamping tape. These help keep my my pendants on my block. So sometimes I'll tape my pendant to the block, and sometimes I'll tape it to the table so there's no wiggle room, there's nothing moving. I also use this as the line to match all my stamps on, so the lettering is straight. And in my video, how I demonstrate how to metal stamp, I show you guys exactly how to do all that. There is this smaller tape. This is Impress Art stamping tape. I like this one better. It gives it a better grip, and I use it multiple times, guys, before I throw out a piece. And it's actually, I think it came a lot fuller too. So I think I got this one from one of my other retailers listed in my retail chapter on my ebook. The other things I use, this is kind of important and something I didn't really think about. I went to one of my retailers who they're actually in my shop or in my hometown here, and I was reaching for these to open and close jump rings with. Now, jump rings are these pieces right here that connect the pendant to the chain. And in how to assemble, I do a video on how to assemble necklaces. I show you guys how to properly open and close and how to get that good seal on the jump rings. But she said with working with jump rings, you don't want to have these round ones because they don't have much of a grip, and because they're round, they can actually distort the metal. So she suggested that you get ones like this. As you can see, it's flat on the inside. Look at that. It's flat. So you get a better grip, and these are going to become kind of like your own fingers when you're making jewelry. I have a bigger set. These are more comfortable to use. They're easier to use, but sometimes I have to use really small jump rings, and these work great for that. So I have a large one and a small one, and I use these ones all the time. It's better to get a spring-filled one because they just pop right back open. This actually has a metal cutting thing on it as well. This one I often have to like I'm doing this with. So if you can, get a spring-loaded one. The other thing that I talk about, it's kind of a trade secret. I'm not going to share it on this video, but I found a better way to darken the imprints. As you can see, this one's my mountain one. I found a better way to darken the imprints than with a Sharpie permanent marker. I found that these aren't that permanent. It actually washes out. I've worn my necklaces in the shower a couple times, and literally it washes out of my pewter pendants. So I share a trade secret. I share what I use to darken those imprints and how to make it kind of more professional in a way, by making it so they don't wash out. So that is listed in my ebook. What else do I have for you guys? I love Impress Art. I have their Melody stamp set here. I can get the lid back on. When it comes to letter stamps and number stamps, I typically use Impress Art. I haven't really, I mean, there's other companies out there, but I love, love, love these stamps. As far as decorated stamps like the mountain stamp, I have a cross stamp. I also have like a dandelion stamp. I haven't darkened the impression in this one yet. That's an upcoming video for you guys. Those I don't use the tape with, and those I have purchased from several different retailers listed in my retail jewelry chapter. All the retailers have things listed at different prices, so if you find them on one retailer, make sure to check with all of them to make sure you're getting the best price, because they have a lot of different ones to offer, and they all have different prices for things. One of the other things I wanted to mention is I use sterling silver chains, okay? And sterling silver chains, the problem with them is tarnish. They tarnish so easily. Usually I am cleaning every necklace before I ship it out. I make sure that all the chains are clean. And I do that with this. Where is it? There it is. There's the front. Shine Bright. So you literally drop the chains in here for 2 minutes. I've done multiple at a time. Pull them out, rinse them off in warm water, and then you just kind of use a towel to shine them up and get them all nice and pretty again. It works wonders. It cleans the chains. I have had no problems using this to keep my chains clean. You can also use, I think this is called a Shine Bright cloth. This works really well to clean the chains as well, but you're having to like literally like clean the chain. It's a lot. This is a lot faster. I do though, when I hand my jewelry off to wholesalers, I usually give them one of these just so that they can keep the chains nice and clean. If it starts tarnishing in their shop, I'm like, use this. It'll brighten up the chains really fast, and then you'll have a clean, sparkly chain to sell. The other item that I use, these are called Pro Polish pads, and you can see I use it multiple times before selling. These are great for after I deepen the impressions in these. To clean off what I use these. They are great also if you've worn your necklace, your pewter pendant for a really long time. I'm pretty sure they're safe on sterling silver pendants as well. They just shine them up. They clean them off and shine them up, and these are excellent for pewter pendants. So I'm trying to think of anything else. I can't right now. So that is it for you guys. Those are my tools I use over and over and over again, and the ones that I highly recommend. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you.